Macmillan Audio presents The Accidental Highwayman by Ben Tripp. Read for you by Steve West. Preface by Kit Bristol. Gentle reader, this story contains nearly as many dark deeds, treacherous villains, and acts of violence as one might expect to find in a typical morning newspaper. In addition, there is a significant emphasis on heathen magic and demoniacal doings. I cannot recommend that anyone read it. But it is also a true story. It is a story about bravery, loyalty, and love. Within these pages you will find friendship and laughter, alongside the bitter doings of low characters. And, like all redeeming tales, it comes with a moral. But unlike most such narratives, the moral of this story is at the beginning, not at the end. I shall make no further apology for the strange account you are about to read. Instead, here is the moral of the tale, which should act as a beacon in the darkness to guide you back home, no matter what happens next. The heart is wiser than the head. Here's what happens next. Chapter 1. A Proclamation at Market. I drove the little cart into town on a fine June morning. It was a bright day, and the country round about was green and fresh, what I could see of it past the backside of Old Nell, the dappled mare. I had a neatly inked list of things to buy at market, just enough coppers to buy them with, and that was the extent of my cares. Market days were one of the great delights of my life back then. I liked the company of the crowd. There's nothing like mingling with a great many people to make solitude seem more pleasant. It was lonely at the Rattle Manse, where I was the only servant. My master, James Rattle, had no one else beneath his roof. It was but the two of us in the big, draughty house, excepting a bulldog named Demon, 3 horses, and some pigs. Even the pigs spent most of their time elsewhere, rooting for acorns in the dark woods thereabouts. There was vanity involved, too, I might as well admit it. As a small boy, I would have been proud to own a pair of shoes, so it felt very grand to go into town with brass buckles on my feet, commissioned to spend another man's money. Forgive my pride. Respectability is like wine. It goes straight to the head of one who hasn't had it before. And besides, market days were entertaining. The entire market was like a big theatre, every stall a stage, with the actors bellowing out their parts. 2 for a penny! A dozen for the price of 10! There were also people whose entire trade was entertainment for its own sake. Some were actors and put on plays. Others specialized in puppet shows, or displays of juggling, sword-swallowing, gymnastic feats, and magic. In these performances, I took special pleasure, because I had, until recently, counted myself among the entertainers. Before I took up service at the Rattle Manse, I had toured for several years with Trombonio's Travelling Wonder Show as the Infant Daredevil, tramping the British Isles from one end to the other with a company of acrobats, clowns, and novelty acts, as well as Frida the Tattooed Camel and an elderly baboon named Fred. My own role was that of trick horse rider. I would spur my mount to a gallop, and then dance about on its back, dangle from the stirrups, perform handsprings, and, generally, risk death. The act became second nature, and I seldom met with accidents, but when I did fall off, the crowds liked it all the better. It was this trick riding that had caught the eye of Master Rattle. He had attended...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?